Are you ready to roll?
Hello, and welcome to the stream. My name is Gruznik. I'm a charity streamer with Extra Life and one of the co-captains of Half Best Friends. If you don't know what Extra Life is, let me explain real quick. Extra Life is a platform for gamers to raise money for their local children's Miracle Network hospitals. So my local hospital, I've raised $500 for so far this year. As a team, we've raised over $3,100. What's your name again? Gruznik. My name is Gruznik. Or Big Head. Big Bitch Head to some. Tiny Hands Tina. I have a million names. But what you need to know is Gruznik is one of my favorites. Oh, how's that going, Ness? So, like I said, Extra Life is just a platform for gamers to help raise money for charity. And that's what it's all about. I'm playing video games anyway. So if I can raise money to help kids and their families, I'm going to do it. Last year, our team raised for our local hospital alone raised over $10,000. Think about that. Just a group of gamers just playing games by themselves together, being nuisances, and doing that. But if you're here for M&M, you're in luck. It is issue number 2 of Ready to Roll presents M&M Vanguard. So issue number 2 is called Barking Up the Wrong Tontre. So Tontre is the name of our good doctor. So we'll get into a recap in a little bit. But if you look on that side of my big ass head, you will see the chaos, comic chaos chart. for a $2 donation to Extra Life, which you can find the link down below, you can roll those dice that are also down below. There's 9 to choose from. You roll it on the screen after the donation, and one of those things are going to happen. So anything from an alien invasion to randomly losing their powers, getting kidnapped, somebody getting amnesia, a plot twist, a portal to a different universe entirely opens up, and that could be anything. It could be a cinematic universe, it could be the real world, it could be a D&D universe, it could be anything. You never know. They could get visions of the future. They could take penalties or get bonuses. But that's the fun of it, is the randomness. Also, for, if you look at the other side, nope, this way, that way, the other side of my big ass head, you will see the rest of it. So, I already talked about the $2 one. For $5, you can gift a reroll to a player or a DM. This is both helpful and hazardous, because with that reroll, they can use it at any point, but they have to take whatever result they get. The next one is for $10, a hero point. Hero points are very powerful in this game. Hero points do a lot of different things. So hero points can edit the scene, so they can like just change how things work. They can gain a temporary feat that they normally don't have, just temporarily. They can improve a roll, so they can roll again and take the better result. And actually, if it's equal to or less than what their original roll is, they add 10 to it. They can instantly counter an enemy's ability, or they can use it to recover conditions and negative factors and stuff like that. So that's super kind of cool. Then we have $10, and you can be a guest star on a future issue. So if you ever want to be a superhero, you ever want to play with a group of nerds, guess what? Now's your chance. You donate that, and then, then we set up a Discord call or DM, and we figure out what issue you'd like to be in, like how many, what week you want it to be, whether it be the very next week or maybe a week after, and we can do that. $10 also, if you donate $10, you can choose instead to add a custom NPC to the series. So, we have 2 of them now. One everybody knows about, which is Terabyte, who is one of the bigger villains in there. And we have a new one that has not yet premiered because I'm still working on it. But that one is more friendly. And then for $20 donation, you can add a custom issue or episode. So you decide what you want it to be. You want them to fight King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table? That's what they're going to do. You give me the synapse of what you want, and I will build it around there. We do also have a new $5 incentive if you go down and go to my Extra Life. We were extremely, extremely lucky, and we got a sticker made for us by another streamer. What is it? Hailstorm? What is her name? I can't remember off the top of my head. See, I should write things down because I am horrible with names. I'm horrible with names, good with faces. Like, if I see something, I'll fucking remember. You tell me something, huh? But anyway, it is super cute. You can see it on my Extra Life page if you click on it, or if you go to the Discord and go to Nexus section. Watching but not listening, current in a meeting. Good luck on the players. Better luck to the NPCs. Nice, but it's super cute. Which I'll actually here. Let me go over to this, and I can just show you. It's easier that way. So how about here? We're gonna do this, and then we'll do this. Look at this rate. Look how adorable this for $5. $5 donation. This sticker could be yours. You have me and my big ass head, bearded gloriness, just yapping away, and then you have Ness doing what she always does, which is being a goddamn menace. These are absolutely adorable. They're Muppets. I love Muppets. I love the Muppet Show. This art style. Yeah, there we go. Hailstorm. There we go. They are so fucking adorable. I absolutely love them. And the thing about it is, most people like to think about my personality is like, rough and gruff. But like that is like, this is awesome. This is being an artist myself, knowing how much time and effort it takes to put in to create any piece of art and make it look the way you want, and stuff like that is already hard enough when you're doing it for yourself. When you're doing it for somebody else, because you always have that, are they gonna like it? I hope they like it, and stuff like that. And the fact that she did this out of the kindness of her heart is just absolutely fucking amazing, in my opinion. Absolutely amazing. So here we're going to do that. We'll get into this. So now we will get into the other part, which is recap. So or issue number 1, the hero started off in the danger room, fighting the rubber bandit and some goons and a man named Pipsqueak, and like they were partially through it, and then everything stopped, and Agent Dexter Logan stopped in, who is their liaison from the PRA, which is the Paragon Regulatory Agency. I got that right time. Got it right that time. God damn, I can't talk. So after that, they talked to Dr. Aton for a little bit. They went and scoped around the city. Went to meet the mayor. Had a conversation with the mayor, the deputy mayor, and a general from Aegis who doesn't like them. Went around, viewed the city for a bit, and then went to a museum for a big hoorah that was about introducing them to the city. And the event, it was a charity event at the Haven Gallery, which is a science, space, and technology museum. And it was attacked by Terabyte, kind of staking their claim. So one of the players wasn't able to make it last week, but that didn't stop him from actually being there. So Stretch is antisocial by nature, doesn't really trust people, so is on surveillance duty. So you as the viewer and the reader of the comic got to see him when the players didn't, when he's sneaking around in odd places, making himself super thin and stretchy and stuff like that, because that's what his power set is. So that's super fun. So we and one of our players is running late, Davey, because he works overnights. He set his alarm, then fell back asleep. So he's going to be a little bit late, but that's fine because we can kind of start without him because we're going to, we got the recap done. But how about we set this? Like I said, it's barking up the wrong Tontre. So you see the exterior view of the mansion. And here, let me move this over this way. Okay. So I do not have his thing on there. I want these. This is what I want. So you get the exterior of this. You see this. It is not raining out. Everything's going fine. There's some hustle and bustle. You hear some panels of like rustling and yelling from just kind of gibberish. From the looks of it, it looks like it's profanity because it's all exclamation points, question marks, percent sign, just Aton screaming about something. Move to the very next panel, and the next panel is the exterior. The exterior, and it zooms out, and it goes to the Earth, and then this ship coming out of light speed. Interior of the ship. You see several figures clad in darkness. You can't really make out much of anything. One sitting at a console, and an alien language writes up, "Oh, hi! How's it going, Samish?" But alien language pops up, and then it translates underneath it into English and says, "He's definitely here. We're triangulating now, sir." It goes to another split panel, smaller one, and you just see a tall, muscular figure. Can't really make out any real details except for a glowing red eye, and it looks like it's tech based. And it says, "Let me know." Then the very next panel goes to him to the guy turning, and he's like, "He's definitely here. Emerald City, sir. Good. Prepare to depart." And then it's going to zoom back in to the heroes.
Half kitten.
Oh, hello.
Shalom.
Dave is running late because he set his alarm and it went off, and then he fell back asleep.
What I'm hearing is he doesn't love us.
Uh, yeah, but he's planning on showing up, unlike you, who used the excuse of
It's
your wife's
already
birthday.
here.
Yeah, but last week you used the excuse of your wife's birthday or some bullshit. I don't know.
Here.
Okay, so Juddy, um, so this is where you're staying. This is the front, the main building of the estate of Alexander Tontre, who is also known as Dr. Aton. As a hero, he was known as uh, Professor Fringe. So the events of the last time is uh, you didn't come with them. You actually rode with Agent Dad, as you call him. You were adhered to the outside of his vehicle, and then from there proceeded to follow the other two around the city. And then, like they stopped. You saw watch them stop some muggers. You watched them in the mayor's office talking to the mayor, the deputy mayor, and a general from Aegis who's a dickhead. And then watch them at the museum. Watch them take out a bunch of nanite drones, and then met back at home to have food. So
Did they actually take out the nanites, or I thought they just like phased through them?
no. Dave phased through Terabyte. The other nanites, they actually took them out and they exploded a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Dave. Welcome.
Hi.
Hellos.
Okay.
Set my alarm for 4 o'clock. Hit snooze. It went off again in 5 minutes. Turned it off. Laid back. Fell promptly back asleep.
So, where we'll start. It's the exterior of the mansion, and there's little bubbles, bubbles coming from inside, and it's Dr. Aton, and it's him spewing vulgarities. You can tell because it's all question marks and stuff like that, symbols instead of words. And then it goes to the interior where he's looking at you. And I'm not going to tell you again. If you ever touch my goddamn cars without my permission and put your dirty fucking paws on them, we're going to have problems. Do you understand? And he's staring
Yes,
right at you,
sir.
Dave.
I'm pretty sure there's only one of us with paws. I think he knows who he's talking to.
He's like, but come with me, all of you. So Juddy, this man is about 75 years old and kind of scatterbrained and in a kind of Xavier style hover chair. But he takes you to the garage, and he goes past the garage and he goes to what just appears to be a plain wall until he hits a button on his wheelchair, and then the wall parts open, and you go into a hangar. And in the hangar, you see parked there this. This will be your ride. This is the V-Swoop. I hope it's adequate. It's much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
How big does it look on the outside?
The outside, it looks like the size of probably a city bus.
It's still a large vehicle. I'll say it'd be funnier if it was like the size of like a VW Bug. Then we go inside, and then the inside is like a double-decker fucking British bus.
No, then the bad guys would call it our clown car, and then all intimidation is gone.
But he explains to you, the inside is about 4 times larger than the outside. It does come equipped with an alarm, and he hands each of you a little key fob. It has an autopilot, it has a communications computer, has holding cells, a state-of-the-art nav system. It's an independent power supply, a grade 2 security system. It can turn invisible, and it has a decent speed. It can go, right now it can go 500 miles an hour, so it'll take you 1 round to get a mile.
Okay.
And its invisibility he upgraded a bit, so it's just So it's not just sight; it's also hearing. So it's sight, hearing, and smell. You can't hear it, smell it, or see it.
Wow. Most people don't think about smelling vehicles.
I was gonna say, I've invented a new car. It's smell proof.
Look, he's kind of batshit insane. Like, what do you want from this man?
Now, if you fart in it, you're gonna smell that because you're inside. But outside, people won't know that you did that.
And if you don't like the color, you can change the color from the key fob.
Waiting for Jetty to just start cycling through colors.
I'm biting my tongue. I desperately want to try to see if I can make it plaid.
No, that's when we both do it at the same time.
Oh, all right.
And
And then
he's
you
like,
break something and it's stuck like that.
he's like, okay, and you guys have access to the hangar. This is the only thing you're allowed to take. If you take my jet or anything else, we're gonna have problems. And he's just staring at Dave.
By the way, the rolls pulled a little to the left. Might want to have the alignment checked.
God damn it! And he just keys up the intercom. Linda! Linda! Where is she? And then you hear, yes, sir. Huh. I forgot. Remind me later to remind myself. And then he just kind of rolls away. But you guys make your way back up to the lab because he's, because up there is where he actually has more information on it and stuff. So he gives you, hands you guys an iPad that is loaded with all the actual specs of this, how to utilize it. The security system is very good. It uses biometrics. So the security system, while it could be better, it's still a really good security system. So it'll electrocute anybody who tries to get it in and, who fails their biometric test. The first time it's a mild shock. The second time it's going to probably fry them and throw them about 30 feet.
Now, what if per se somebody had electrical powers?
Yeah, I'm gonna when I read that, I'm gonna point out. So hypothetical.
Yes.
Not saying this is a likely scenario, but say someone has electrical absorption. How we gonna keep them out then?
Oh, well, that's easy. For that, then it turns to frost. They'll freeze them.
Oh, that sounds worse. Yeah.
Any other questions? While you guys are all talking, all the the various displays and stuff are going off in the background here. Oh, let me. Oh, yes, that way Juddy can see kind of how the lab looks. So this is the main console that the doctor usually sits at, except for it's covered in sticky notes and books and half-eaten food. But
It's hard light projections, but he has sticky notes stuck to him.
yeah, he's a master at fourth dimension technology. But so he's doing that. But a couple of the monitors are playing other stuff. Like you see the news on. One of the local channels is talking about the events that happened at the museum 3 nights ago, because it's been about 3 days since that. And it's a really nice puff piece on the heroes, talking about how how Vanguard really stepped up and saved a lot of people. The fact that they did track down the criminal that actually siphoned all the money out of the Miracle account. So they got all of that back. So that was good on them. That was helping with some of the local lower end heroes that helped track that stuff down. You also see that there is one of the channels is just it's muted, but the subtitles are on, and you can see it's just you see this logo flash, which all of you immediately recognize it. Extreme Action Combat Championships. This is superhero sports. So everything from they have their own football league, their own baseball league, basketball league, and then they have what's called the Gauntlet, which is their gladiator. Think like actual Coliseum gladiators or that, or they also do stuff kind of
American Gladiators?
Yes. And right now it's just going through and just showing people various ones. You do see there's like one slide, and it's talking about like it just shows like a former champion, like he's been retired for 3 years, but nobody's broken his record. And it just says Marcus Jaw Jack Swift. Show this guy that's just he is known to like he was one of the top champions for. He was in the league for 18 years, and all he did is the gauntlet. He won 5 years solid the world championship for the gauntlet undefeated, and set a bunch of records. But they're just like talking about him, and then there's another a couple other ones that they were talking about as well. But it's all just like kind of background noise at this point, because like I said, it's not on, but it's just stuff that Aton watches simultaneously. So news, sports. You see, there's a tech show. He's watching an interview with Max Mars, and then another interview that is with Dr. Keats from Ultra Labs, talking about new advances that they made in medicine. So it looks like he keeps up on current events a lot. You don't see any political or religious anecdotes on there at all. But you guys are just kind of in the lab. The last few days, you guys have just gone out and patrolled the streets, take out some. It's mainly been street level thugs for the most part. It seems like that all of the villains are kind of keeping a low profile right now. Now that they know there's actually a group in the city again, they're just kind of like. That's good, because you've gotten like a couple emails from the mayor's office saying that crime rate's already going down. It's already dropped by like 2% in the last 3 days, which is amazing with how exponentially it's been increasing.
We do fantastic work.
Yes, by standing here and looking intimidating.
What's up, third shift? Welcome in. Okay, but you don't really have anything on the agenda today. Like the doctor was just reprimanding you again, and he's done it every day for the last 3 days. And he's told you he had something for you, and that's what he gave you is the the V swoop. And he's very happy about that. Things turned out well. And then you notice that the one of the monitors that's showing the news switches to breaking news, and yeah, like that one actually has some volume to it, and he's like, "What?" So he turns it up, and he's like, "Let's put this on. What's going on?" So he puts it on the big screen, and it just talks about there's a small disturbance in Overlook Park, which is actually just south, like 2 miles south of where you guys are. But they say, have no fear, because the mascot is here.
Oh, sweet God. I'm gonna look at the other two and say, should we go help him?
Depends on what
In
it
game,
is.
do we know who the mascot is, Will?
Yes.
Okay.
So you guys know who the mascot is. He was actually at the Haven Gallery when all that happened. He actually was very helpful at getting people outside, like using himself as a shield to get people outside, and stuff. And what they say is, an emergency stuff is just a couple, like, there's dogs just going wild. They're just barking and just like kind of being a nuisance. And he's just like, you need to calm down, puppers. And they start like biting at him and stuff. He's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, you want to play? Okay. And then he's just talking like nice to them, and like he's just rolling around as like 15 dogs are just stop barking and just start attacking him.
Oh, he's got this under control now.
Like the owner's like, stop. Like, just weird events. And then the phone rings, and you see Aton like just kind of like looks up quizzically, like, what the?
This man has a landline?
Like he's looking around, he goes over it, he's like, what? And like you hear where it's coming from, but there's books all over it, and like a Chinese takeout container, he like clears it off and dust off this old school like black and white phone, and he picks it up. Hello? Who is calling? Oh. Uh-huh. And he looks over at you three. Yes. Okay. Will do. I'll let them know. And he hangs up the phone. And and then goes back to his desk and pulls out a piece of licorice and puts it in his mouth. Then he starts typing away.
What was that call about?
Huh? Oh, it was for you.
And you hung it up.
He gave me a message.
What was the message?
Oh, he's outside at the front gate. He wants to know if somebody can let him in. Apparently the intercom is broken.
Who's he?
Agent Dex.
All right, I'll go let him in.
I'm sorry, he needs to be let in?
Apparently.
Yeah, the doctor does not keep his house unlocked. This man is a technological genius that has a very high IQ and is paranoid as fuck. You think he's going to leave his doors unlocked?
This man has a landline. I am sure he has sent money to a Nigerian prince.
Not at all. That's not a landline. Well, it's not a traditional landline. It literally goes from the front gate to this room. You can't make outside calls. It's in place. It's the old what they did before the intercom system. That's why he was confused. But you guys in comes strolling in with Thunderfist. You see Agent Dexter Logan, who Juddy you know as Dad.
Yeah, it was that.
And he goes, "Hello, folks. How's it going?"
Hey.
So, yeah. So the mayor's very happy. So that's always a good thing. And you got some really good publicity going. I mean, General Lang still isn't a fan, but that's fine. So, I mean, I don't really know. I know what I want to talk to you about. So I know I'd mentioned it before. So there is an app called Safeguard. So what Safeguard is Safeguard is an app that reports crimes. Okay. I take the liberty of registering you guys, so you have access to it now. They are upgrading it more and more because the problem with it is since it's open to the public, people, falsehoods and stuff like that. So they're trying to change the analytics with it so that way it actually hits brackets. So it waits for, so many people in the same area reporting the same crime before it actually dings and say, hey, there's a crime here. But it's just a way that you guys be like, hey, we can, go check this out. We know this area is a hotbed right now. Oh, hey, there's this event going there. And, stuff like that. So, but it helps report crimes throughout the city, but you just got to be kind of careful for it. And,
But it does analytical checks to make sure there's enough people in a certain area reporting something before it flags it as an actual crime or problem.
Yeah. And then you see the doctor all of a sudden, like when Max is in the middle of explaining, or Dex is in the middle of saying that the doctor wheels over and kind of like half runs him over to the point where he knocks over. He goes, God damn it, Aton! What? Oh, what are you in my way for? You weren't there a minute ago. He goes, I forgot. Here. And he hands each of you a comm unit. There you go, so you can keep in contact with me and Linda. And each other.
I'm gonna hold it up, look at it. Is it any different from the comlink I already have?
Yes. This one actually, it's a slimmer profile, and you can tell it uses his tech. Which kind of has you worried.
I'm immediately going to test mine out. Linda, come in.
This is Linda.
All right, just doing a test on the new compies. When's lunch?
Lunch will be in about 25 minutes.
Fuck yeah.
Is Agent Logan staying with us?
I'll check. Put my hand over my ear like I'm trying to block the speaker. Like I'm trying to block the mic. Hey, Dad, you staying for lunch?
Yeah, yes, I can stay.
Take my hand back off. Yeah, he's staying.
He just rubs his face like, oh, this motherfucker. And Aton looks at him for probably the 50th time in the last couple days and says the same thing. He looks right at Agent Logan and goes, "You're his dad?" "No, I'm not his dad." You sure? You kind of look alike." "We look nothing alike. What the hell are you talking about?"
Immediately shaped my face to look like his.
But Aton's like, "I'm going for food." And he rolls out. And just keeps on mumbling us to himself, and he keeps on like humming this weird song as he's sucking on licorice. He never actually eats the licorice, he just sucks on it.
Just for the taste of it.
Like does the saliva not break it down, or?
It does sometimes, but he has like a jar of like half sucked on licorice.
Ew.
It's the last thing I want to see is to walk into somebody's house and see their pre-sucked licorice. A jar of it.
Oh yeah, well the thing about it is he'll grab a fresh piece, you know, all the time, but then every once in a while he'll grab out of that one specifically.
Saves those, hands those out at Halloween.
No, he doesn't let anybody touch his licorice. Like Linda asked for a piece of licorice like yesterday, and he smacked her hand and said, "You ever touch my licorice again, I will murder you."
Oh god, that just makes me want to grab my own bag of licorice and just walk in one day, just sucking one of them, just to have him wonder. Then he goes over and counts them all.
He's off the ball.
Then you receive a wordy email about what's prim and proper about eating licorice, that he's the only one allowed to. This is my house. I am the only one allowed to imbibe licorice.
It goes against Vanguard guidelines to counterfeit licorice crimes.
So you guys all head upstairs to go eat. So panel comes over to the park where the mascot is. The dogs are have stopped biting on him and like kind of like calm down. And then about 20 feet in front of mascot, there's these 5 pillars of light that kind of digitize, and 5 shadowy figures just appear. And
This is on the news as we're eating?
no, the news camera had stopped rolling at this point.
This is a meanwhile?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And
We don't see this. Okay.
Yep. No, because the news is like, okay, he asked it, that's fine, because they find the mascot funny. Like, we don't need to keep doing this. We know how this is going to go. It's going to be hours of him just getting beat up by dogs. By the 5 shadowy figures, and he looks up and he goes, "Oh, hi, how's it going?" And then several of the figures procure or point a weird-looking alien-type blaster and just squeeze off a few rounds. And then it goes to you guys eating. Linda has made an assortment of sandwiches. So there's pulled pork, there's buffalo chicken, there's some plain ham and cheese, some turkey. She has some chips and dips and some veggies out. She goes over to the doctor, and she has a pill case, and she starts unloading, like going through and putting the pills in front of him. And he goes, "I don't need these." And she's like, "You do, but you do." He's like, "Oh, I don't know how many times to tell you. I am not sick. I am not crippled. I am not disabled." "Then what the fuck do you think the wheelchair's for?" He goes, "I'm just old and lazy."
Ease of access.
"I can get up anytime I fucking want." She's like, "Really? Why do I have to wash your ass?" "Because you like to, you pervert." And she's like,
God.
and she looks at him and she just goes, "Alexander." And he momentarily like kind of looks down and then looks at her with, you know, a moment of clarity. "Yes, take your pills." "Okay, you're a good friend, Linda." So the only difference between his wheelchair, so you guys know, and like Xavier's, is his wheelchair is actually open at the feet. So you can see this big ass ankle bracelet that he's wearing at all times.
You can do everything except for develop a cover for that ankle bracelet.
Pretty much. So you guys are, eating, and Aton's just going off at length about one of his random projects that he's doing. And then he goes, and another thing. And then just shoves food in his face and just forgets his thought.
One more thing.
Linda just starts laughing. She's like, Jesus Christ. And Dex goes, is he getting worse? And she goes, not really. He's kind of stable where he is. He's not getting any better, though. So, like, he has good days and bad days. I mean, sometimes calling him by his proper name helps. Sometimes I have to call him by his hero name. Sometimes I have to call him by his nickname. Just depends on the day. I mean, it has me worried because he's one of the most brilliant men I've ever met in my life, and just seeing him like this just is that. And then he looks over, he goes, where the fuck is the key, Linda? Where is it? Huh? Where's the key? I know you have it, because I gave it to you. Where's the key? And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Go back to eating your sandwich. And he goes, who the hell do you think you are? And goes, ooh, baloney. And just goes back to eating his sandwich.
Jesus Christ.
Where do you get the goddamn nerve, squirrel?
And she's like, see what I mean? And then, Dexter has a smartwatch on and kind of beeps off. And he goes, huh. He goes, we probably should turn on the news.
I suppose we turn on the news.
Linda presses a button on the table, and a screen on the wall pops down, and the news comes on. Give me one second. Where is it? The news comes on, and they're like, they're talking about near the park, some strange occurrences. They think some gorillas have escaped from the zoo. Is their first inclination. Like, we're pretty sure gorillas escaped from the zoo at Overlook Park, where the mascot was earlier. The mascot has been torn to pieces. He's reconstituting, but he keeps on going off about monkeys. We do have some footage.
Huh. Okay.
And there's a footage of about 6 of these, like, just roaming around. I don't know about you, but I don't remember any ape or gorilla at the museum or at the zoo that looked like that. And then you see mascot like reform, like as he's running, like the stuffing's like flying into him. Oh, get back here, monkey man! You can't be terrorizing people. It's not nice.
Look at the other two and say, all right, now he needs our help.
Yeah, probably ought to put an appearance now.
Always when you're in the middle of eating.
Yes, Dave.
Take one more bite of my pulled pork sandwich. And then get up.
Unhinge my jaw a la a snake and just put my whole sandwich in my mouth.
I mean, that's kind of fair, I guess.
Don't you wish you
Well,
had
while
that
those two are
power,
finishing
Will?
their food, I'm going to go start heading towards the V swoop.
Okay. Also, remember, Dave and Robert, if you have any bruises or conditions, remove them, because you've healed by now.
Yeah. Oh, and
I
we
don't
have-
think we do. I think those bots were so shit at shooting us that they didn't hit either one.
Wow, that's fucking rude.
Oh, they were
Am I
just
wrong?
No.
And we also don't we start the session with 1 hero point?
So how it works is you only have 1 hero point to start the session if you use them. So all of the hero points, you get 1 refresh hero point at the beginning, because you can take any hero points that you have at the end of the previous session and turn them into power points instead, or you can keep just that 1, because you can't carry over more than 1, and you only have that 1. So if you keep the 1, that's the only one you have to start with, and then you get them as you do use your complications and do heroic feats.
but we reset down to 1 or up from 0 every single session.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, let's head to the swoop.
Do we know? You drove the last vehicle, right?
Yes.
Do we know if Thunder Fists can drive?
I don't know.
He can
do you have
drive.
ranks?
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm asking Dave's character because you went down first. So I was like, we go down and find him in the driver's seat. Do we even know if he can drive?
I mean, I didn't check his license.
Listen, I don't think it's the driving you have to worry about. I think it's the flying you have to worry about. Because this is not a car, Jenny. This is a plane.
It's still just vehicles.
It's true. The skill covers all vehicles that exist, which is weird, but whatever.
And boat.
Because a boat is not a vehicle?
A fan boat's a vehicle. I don't know how to fix my engine. This is my drink dispenser. You what? Those are fluids. Drinks are fluids.
Why?
I'm feeling something devious is happening over in Will's stream.
No,
But very quiet. Too long.
No, I'm trying to figure out why, yeah, specifically, your icon for your token for combat is super small.
Yeah.
Well-
Is there?
Well, the thing is, Will, they come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes some are really big and some are really little, and that's just the way God intended.
Dave, you're an idiot. Okay. So, who's driving?
Yes,
Well,
I am.
Yeah, Thunderfist went down there first.
Okay, you will need a vehicle check because it's your first time driving this. Little rocky start. You're not used to the controls, and it doesn't use standard wind turbines, which you should have expected. Otherwise, it actually uses repulsor engines, so it's it's gravity manipulation.
Yoo-hoo!
But you do get there, and you guys land in the park.
Park.
Yes.
Stretch this map out. Came up kind of small.
Well, look how big Juddy is.
Well, if I zoom the map to fit, even stretching out the map, I can barely see him. Why don't you stop using shrinking abilities there, Juddy?
I could be as big or small as I want to be. Sort of. I gotta mute myself real fast though.
Yeah, that is weird that his icon is so teeny weeny.
Yeah. Here, let me see.
Oh, that's right. Oh my. Well, technically, even our okay, we've got like, I was gonna say technically our icon should be bigger too, but got like that green thing around where our space actually is.
Yeah, well, like that's what I'm trying to figure out why it's not doing what it's supposed to. Hmm.
Sorry, I'm back. Beep.
Why is this not? Hmm. Don't know why it's not snapping properly.
Boop.
Sorry, folks. Technical issues.
Let me.
Yeah, like I don't understand why. Hmm.
I can try deleting my token and recreating it.
You can try to.
Do 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 boop boop boop.
All right. How about now? If you take me off the map and try and put me back on.
Nope, you're still
Nope.
super small. Token select. No, visibility rotates and backs and forward. Don't understand.
For half a second, my brain saw a stretch when you hovered over, and I'm like, oh, you just got to grab the side and stretch them. No, duh, that's the icon.
I wish. No.
There's not like a size option.
Well, there should be. That's the thing. But I don't see it anywhere. Because there used to be.
Is it zoom extents?
Grid. I don't know. We're going to have to deal with it.
I'm only able to move myself. It should be the only one I can click to do anything with.
Okay.
You'll have to fuck around with it later.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so. You guys
Also,
come to the park and you see these 6 big-ass apes.
look more like Bigfoots to me.
Oh, sorry. 5 big-ass apes.
Oh man, we're down one big ass.
Don't worry, you can stretch yours out.
Go ahead and roll initiative.
Is it just a 20? I can't honestly remember where initiative is. And then combat?
It's in combat.
Okay.
Well, fuck you.
That's I messed up putting the modifier in. That should be a 30.
Why should that be a 30?
Because it was only supposed to be plus 10, not plus 20. I thought I had to type the modifier in, but apparently not.
No, you don't have to type that in.
Yeah. So I have a plus 10 in my initiative.
Okay. So Juddy, you actually go first.
Yeah, the weirdness we found with the system, Juddy, for some reason, is when you roll skills, it doesn't tell the system what skill you rolled. It just tells what modifier that skill applies to. So if you roll vehicles, it doesn't say vehicle. It says skill mod dex.
Huh. All right.
So you have to let Will know, hey, I'm rolling this.
Yes.
All right. Oh shit. I can't remember what tells you how far you can move.
Your standard 30 feet.
Unless you have a movement power.
Yes.
Okay. I could technically do something, but no. Will, I need you to do a secret roll of their. Hold on here. You have to roll my insight versus their deception for my assessment ability.
Well, no. If you're rolling the insight, then you roll the insight.
I don't roll either because it says the GM makes a secret insight check for you as a free action opposed by the target's deception check. If I win, I learn like their weaknesses or something. But if I lose, I either don't find out or anything, or if I within one or more degree of failure, the GM may lie and otherwise exaggerate their bonuses.
I'll exaggerate whatever the fuck I want. What's your insight bonus?
I'm trying to find that. +9.
Okay. Okay. And what did it do?
If I succeeded, I learned like a weakness or something of theirs. If I fail by like 0 or fail by like just one condition or whatever, I learned nothing. But if I failed by more than that, you can tell me some of their bonuses, but exaggerate them. Or like make them up.
So what
like
you...
if they don't actually have like a resistance to electricity, you could tell me if I failed by bad enough that they are immune to electrical damage or something.
Yeah. So it comes down to this. You don't really see any type of weakness. Just they look like they're probably kind of dumb because they look like monkeys. Probably super strong and probably hit like fucking trucks. But not very bright.
All right. Then how far away are we? 5, 10. It doesn't show the distance when you do it this time? Or is it not working? Sorry, trying to target the one to see how many feet away it is, but I'll just count it out myself. "25 feet, so the other one's 20 feet. All right. I'm trying to target hybrid ape number 2, Will.
Okay.
And I am going to stretch out with one of my arms and try and grapple him, like around the legs or something. Basically, just trying to trip him over.
Okay. So you have to roll.
Yep, I've just got to check what the actual roll for grab is.
For it's a combat roll.
Okay, just a straight up combat roll.
But it'd be so baseline if you're doing it'd be an unarmed attack, so it'd be your fighting modifier.
Okay. What the hell is my fighting modifier? There it is. Okay. So, whoops. So I just rolled this If, I don't know. I'm rolling this versus something of theirs, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah, he easily dodges out of your way, so your arm goes stretching, and he just kind of sidesteps and goes, huh?
Be fearful, friends. They have lightning reflexes. Um, and basically, the other one, I don't know if targeting matters.
Well,
But
no,
my other arm is going to go out towards hybrid ape number 1 and attempt the same thing.
well, you can't. Unless you extend yourself. You've already used an action to use your ability and then an action to attack.
Wait, 2 actions?
Yeah, using an ability is an action. Attacking is another action.
An attachment ability is a free action.
Oh, well, if it's a free action, then you have to let me know it's a free action.
Yeah.
Wait, what's a free action?
Assessment.
Oh.
GM makes a secret insect check.
Insect. He's talking about bugs.
Yeah, yeah, the bugs. And then I also have the improved grab, which allows me to perform a grab attack with one hand, leaving my other hand free, which can also make its own attacks while grappling the first enemy. But I missed the first grapple anyways.
Well, that's while grappling, though. That's if you grappled the one guy, then that means on your next turn you could maintain your grapple while still attacking.
Correct.
Other targets.
If you missed it, then the other one doesn't get to go off.
Ah. All right. I suppose that is all.
Okay. From behind the tree line, David.
Oh.
You see a creature that you are very familiar with.
Oh no.
You all see one of these step out of the tree line, and he starts saying something in a language that Stretch and Thunderfist, you have no idea what it is. Dave, you understand it.
I bet I understand it.
Of course, one of you people would be here. Tell me where he is, and I won't take you.
I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, he's surprised I'm here. He's not here for me. He's after some who. I'm just going to let out a battle cry at him. It's not my turn yet, but I'm not going to answer his ass.
Okay.
Just like a snarling cat, like...
Okay. And he... all he does is just kind of snickers. Typical. To you guys, all it sounds like is just a series of, like, dog noises. Just a dog or wolf, just guttural, just barks and growls. He does pull up his wrist, and he has a device on it, and he kind of turns it. As he turns it, you see all 5 of the big ape guys start just like getting extremely aggressive, and he just kind of leans back. And Thunderfist, it is your turn.
Okay. As a free action, I'm going to turn on my electrical aura.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and blast the absolute fuck out of the first hybrid ape number 1.
Okay.
Do you have any AoE electrical attacks, or is it just single target?
I do, but I feel like it works better if they're all like around me. Because right
Oh,
now,
okay.
the people who are going to get hit by it are the people standing to my left and my right.
Okay, so you have like a thing where you can like shoot lightning out from you. You don't have like a lightning ball you could shoot or anything then.
No.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
But modifier is the ranks in it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So an 18. Okay. So that was you were using your blast, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so the lightning comes out of your fingertips again, hits it square in the chest, singes it, and all it looks like it did is piss it off.
Guys, I think we might have a problem here.
Okay. And Jody, what one did you attack?
It was the one on the left in the front. 2.
Okay. Chaos chart. It's exclamation point comic. So this one in the back just straight up leaped right to Thunderfist.
Oh my.
Oh, fuck.
Then it roars at you. And then swung at you with one of his claws. So he did hit you. So you have to roll your toughness save.
Okay. Oh, shit. That's not good.
Wow.
Oh. Nice. You just need to let me know what target. I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to chat. So, with that. Oof. So. So you failed by 2 degrees of failure, so you have 2 bruises.
Ooh.
And yes, so you have just 2 bruises, nothing else. But you think he cracked a rib.
Okay. He does have to make a toughness check against
Yep.
my energy aura.
Okay. Okay. And what was your DC?
It's 5 plus 15, right?
Oh yeah, so 20. Singes some hairs, but he's just like. "Urgh."
It's a toughness save, Will, not a fortitude.
Oh, I rolled the wrong thing. Sorry. My bad. Okay, he did better that time, so it didn't even really singe his fur. He just kind of shook it off.
A quick blow dry.
Jesus.
Wildcat, it's your turn.
I was gonna leap over and attack the Dagonian, but now one of my teammates is in trouble. So
And I'm about to pummel this asshole.
Oh, still,
Maybe.
I'm right. Still, I'm right there. It only feels right to help my teammate first.
Okay. So while Dave is in there deciding what to do in that split second, Juddy, your mind goes completely blank. You don't know who you are. You don't know who these people are. You don't know what that thing is staring at you.
Oh no. It's happened again.
Who are you? Who are you people? Where am I?
But Dave, it is
Why
your
did you
turn.
touch me there?
Listen, as far as I know, Dave's character is like the second person I've ever known.
Now he's might be the first person you've ever known.
Yeah.
All right. See if I can. Okay, that. No, that's no good. Okay, I was just seeing if I had any advantages that would work well in this situation, but it doesn't seem so. So
Well,
I'm just gonna...
remember you can also use a hero point to get an insight for insight or inspiration, which means a hint, a clue, something like that.
No, this is my first attack in the round. I'll wait and see if I need it for a second round if we get into a corner essentially. Well, that's which one is that? That's 8-4. Target. There we go.
8.
8. What?
I was talking to Alex.
Oh. All right. I am going to use my claw attack on him.
Okay.
I have. Let's see. Accurate gives me. What was it? +2 to hit. Okay. So I'll get a +2. Was it fight?
Yeah, if it's well, if you're using your claw, then you use then your claw should be your what is it? Your claw should have all that stuff added into it. What's your attack roll for your claw?
That's effects, damage, strength based. I still use my fighting to hit him, right?
Yes. Yeah, because it's hand to hand.
Go. 28 to hit.
Oh yeah, you hit.
All right, and I'm doing max damage.
So that was you rolled a 1, right? So it's they take a penalty on their next
in claw, right?
or was it raise their next DC?
So that's 4, right?
What was it?
You inflict damage in close combat. Your strike either substitutes your strength damage or adds to it if it's strength based, which it is. So it's rank 4. Or right?
Yeah, so because I have to roll the toughness against it, so
yeah, it's rank 2. There we go. It's cost 4. It was rank 2. So so 9 plus whatever the base damage is. Base damage is 15.
yes.
Okay. That's 24, right?
9 plus 15, yeah. Ooh. So he failed, so he does take a bruise, so he gets a negative. Like you raked him pretty well. He's bleeding a little bit. Kind of howls in pain. Oh!
And I'm wondering if I should move off or... Well, I have move by action. Can I, like, after I rake him with my claws, can I, like, flip around him to behind him?
Yep. Yeah, you can do that. We do have an ad starting in about a minute.
That way we're surrounding him.
Nice. Okay. So this ape sees you do that, and now he's gonna
Oh boy.
like they might be dumb, but they have instinctual fighting capabilities.
And clubs.
Yes.
At least in the picture. I don't know if they actually have clubs or not.
No, some of them have tree branches and stuff. Some of them don't.
Ow.
Okay. So then, so that's good. So Dave, you have to now roll your toughness save.
You walloped me, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Monkey slap.
Okay, that's 2 degrees of failure, so you take 2 bruises. He rakes you back just harder.
Wait, does he have claws or?
Yeah.
Ow.
Well, it's hardened fingernails, Dave, but yeah, it's essentially claws. And this one jumps over to Robert.
I go through more costumes this way.
These sons of bitches.
Okay. And he swings at Robert and hits him.
Motherfuckers.
So Robert, roll your toughness. So remember, you have what, 2 bruises already?
Yes, but you said I didn't have an effect?
No. So what that means is you don't have any conditions. You still have the 2 bruises. Is still it's -2 to your toughness saves, but you are also taking on additional penalties. So the DC is raised.
Wait, he gets a negative and the DC is higher?
The DC is higher because of a comic chaos roll.
Oh, okay.
See, I switched up how the chart works, so I don't have to roll it. They roll it on screen, and they can bring up the chart themselves.
Ah.
Even with the negatives and with that, you actually did pass, even with the raised DC. So you don't take any. So you actually don't take any more bruises. You soaked it. I blame it on stubbornness. You're like, you motherfucker.
I will let you know, Will, my character's getting angry now.
Okay. And this one jumps over to Juddy.
No, thank you.
Okay. So this one is going to attack Juddy. Oh, I didn't have Juddy targeted. Juddy, what's your parry?
10.
Huh?
10.
10? Okay, so he did hit you, so you get a toughness save. Okay, Alex. Who's getting a rival?
I don't know if you're supposed to roll it or not.
No. You roll toughness. You don't roll parry.
Oh, no, parry. Okay.
No, parry is against. So what it does is so you roll an attack. So like this is how it works. You roll the attack versus the parry. So your defense is if somebody's rolling against you to attack you, it's 15 plus the modifier is what they have to do for a DC. That's how your damage works too.
Okay. There was a D20 thing next to the parry, so I didn't know what that meant.
Well, because there are some situations where you again actively parry.
Okay. All right. So I roll a toughness save versus the 26.
No, it's versus their damage.
Okay.
So it's going to be 22 is the DC you're looking for.
Know that.
Very not.
So you have 2 degrees of failure, so you have 2 bruises, so you're taking -2 to all of your future toughness saves.
No.
That's a mean monkey.
It is. Huh. So this last ape is getting ready to go, and the alien over dog man just goes, "No, stay." So it kind of moves back. Let's see what they can do. And he just looks at you, Dave. And you see he holds up the device he has on his wrist. He holds it up and starts scanning the three of you. It kind of beeps and boops and stuff like that, and then a little hologram comes up. So you're a wildcat.
Bounty hunters.
Oh. Let's see how well you do. You're the only one actually holding your own. You're worthy. When you get done, me and you, baby.
Okay. Someone's getting a hard on over there.
So, Dave, you can roll an insight check real quick because you have dealt with these guys before in your past.
Okay. So, is that just like intellect or?
It is intellect based, yeah. Insight is actually a skill.
Oh. There. I don't have ranks in it, so it would just be basically my intelligence.
Yep.
So.
Okay. I mean, with that, I am giving you a circumstantial bonus of +2, so 11. So basically, if you remember your previous encounters with him, as soon as he said you're the only one holding your ground, you're the only one worthy, means he now considers you a rival. You're worth his time to actually take care of himself.
He's gonna charge in at me.
Oh no, they are. So this is the thing: is they have a very, they may be bounty hunters, but they do have a code of honor when it comes to certain things. He's waiting to see if you survive the onslaught with these guys, and then it'll be you and him one-on-one. Once it comes one-on-one, it's no holds barred. There are no rules, but he is giving you the honor of seeing can you go through this gauntlet and still survive. Yeah. Okay, but it is Stretch's turn. Yes,
Stretch.
you can.
Let's see if I have to shut my door. My dogs are going crazy right now.
Yes, Alex.
Give me 1 second.
Of course, they know there's a supervillain on screen that looks like them.
Alright. Let's see here. Just trying to remember how to roll a damaging attack.
Well, you have to see if you attack first. That's how it works. It does. Even attacks that like the attacks don't auto damage. The attacks.
No, I'm just saying like where my roll is for it on my page.
Yeah.
Because I think with me it's just my, because it's part of my shapeshift ability. So I can give it +12 to basically a stretched out punch. Blow my hand up bigger like a balloon. Reach out, smack them. So I believe it's just fighting with the bonus of the elongation power with it.
Oh, crit.
Nice. Which one?
The one right on me, number 2.
Okay. Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Big ass balloon fist. Fucking sock and boppered him.
Okay. And what is your damage DC?
Now, how do I find that?
Your damage DC is is whatever the attack you use. So otherwise, it's like if it's a regular punch, then its base is just your strength.
This was using my damage ability of my shapeshift.
So whatever the rank is of that, plus
12.
So 12 plus 15.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Oh, it's good for us.
So Jenny, does it describe again what you did?
Basically, Looney Tunes style, blew into my thumb, made my hand into a giant sock and bopper fist, and just whomped him in the face with it real hard.
Okay. He is unconscious.
All right.
Like you hit him so hard, his head kind of does one of those things where it like rocks back and forth, and he's like, and you can visually see stars floating. He just looks up, ooh, pretty, and then falls over.
And that, my friends, is how you punch a monkey.
Okay. It gets
Okay.
back to this guy's turn, uh, and then he hits something on his intercom, and then you hear before you see. It sounds like coming from the upper atmosphere, like high pitched, and then you see three uh, uh, three beams of light hit roughly in the same area as the park, and you see three more of these guys appear, like they were teleported down. But then you
Three more of
hear
the dog guys, three more of the apes.
no the dog guys, and then the sky lights up around the city as you see dozens upon dozens of these beams like randomly falling into other parts of the city as well.
Oh my, that's new.
Well, you know who these guys are. What the fuck's going on, Dave?
You don't know who Dave is. You don't know who this guy you just hit is.
Oh, fuck, that's right. I'm surrounded by enemies. I gotta punch my way out of this. Electric guy's next.
Listen, electric guy is going to hit something, and if it has to be stretched, so be it.
Uh, so the one dog guy looks at the other three and goes, "Go that way. I'll handle this guy. You're taking on Wildcat? Ah, find him." Yes, sir. And they leave.
And me and Robert here is.
It is Thunderfist.
Okay.
Give me 1 second before we start. I'm going to take a quick, like 5 minute break because I need to go get another drink.
How dare mid-combat, you meanie poo-poos.
How about you shut the fuck up, Dave? How about that? I'll be right back.
That's fine. I wanted to get another coffee anyway. I will also be right back.
Well, we're gonna
Terminated
walk.
enough, Jody.
Well, I'm gonna join the crowd here real fast. Robert, I'll be right back as well. My woman just got home, so I'm gonna talk to her for like a quick 30 seconds.
What the
Stay
fuck?
tuned. Stay tuned.
I've been abandoned chat.
Who was the first one back? Was it me?
I believe so.
All right. Well, I'm I'm hoping the current amnesia is a lot more temporary than the current amnesia I already had.
Yeah. Well, listen, Jody. Like I said, if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Yeah. Your boy only has 2 years worth of memories to begin with, and now those are gone.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, coffee.
What?
I said, I'm back. Yay, coffee.
Oh, I'm back too.
All right.
When we last left the adventurers. So we're going to do a cutaway real quick before we get to Robert's turn. Alien troopers, heavily armed, start popping down, being beamed into all parts of the city. Yellow Brick Row, the Cannery, all over the city proper, the suburbs. They're just popping up everywhere in major, condensed areas of civilians. While so they're popping in, and then the next scene shows them firing off their ray guns like they did at the park, and that's when the ray guns hit the people, and they transform into the same thing that you guys are fighting, and then immediately start following these aliens and doing the aliens' bidding.
Oh, nice.
And then leaning over, right over the bay, coming through the clouds, is a ship, which you guys can see, even from your vantage point, you can see it. Where is it? So you see this ship. Well, at first it's just one, then followed by another, and then another, and then another, until there's about a dozen of them over the city proper.
Daggone
And you know, Dave, that I'll give you this for free. These are Dagonian cruisers. These are prison ships.
Oh my.
They are here to capture slaves.
Oh no. Very not nice.
And you can assume by, well, you can't assume anything right now because you don't realize what these things are. The audience does. Okay, back to, then we get back into the action. Thunderfist is surrounded in three sides. Well, they are not all attacking him, huh?
Two sides. The one got taken out, didn't he?
He's still there. He's a fucking huge lump. I didn't say he was attacking. I said he's surrounded.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But technically, I'm surrounded on four sides because I've got an amnesiac next to me.
Yes.
Well, just don't give him a reason to attack you.
Oh, I'm gonna give him a reason to attack me. I wanna use my electrical energy control to create a burst of electricity.
Okay. So you're doing a burst effect, which will hit everybody around you. So you'll do a roll, and everybody will have to. You'll be against their. So it's energy. So it's close range. I'm going to say it's a dodge. Or would it be a dodge, or would it be? No, I think this would be a fortitude save, wouldn't it? Because it's a burst effect that's going to actually like hit them and do some damage, and it's going to shake them to the core. So yeah, I think it'll be a versus their fortitude, in this case, and then they roll their toughness after that to see how much they can soak. Because it's going to hit them regardless, because of the fact the way that it is, since it's energy going out in every direction, they can't dodge it, they can't parry it really because it's a burst effect. So the fortitude save is just to plain soak it. So you'll roll and it'll be against everybody's fortitude. Okay. So with that, the electric charge goes out, and the hair on every single one of them just stands straight on end. Does not seem to affect them otherwise. They just look like they just got hit with a shit ton of static electricity, so it's all standing up.
Well, at least they look ridiculous.
Yes.
Does Jody also have to make a roll?
Yes, Juddy would have to too. Well, so Juddy, what's your fortitude?
11.
Your fortitude. Oh, you pass easily. So it basically comes down to the same thing. So you're just filled with static electricity right now.
That's annoying. Fuck.
I think you need to,
I rubbed my socks on the carpet too hard.
Possibly. Okay, so you still have an action left if you want to do something else, Robert.
Can I hit one?
Well,
I don't know if there's, like, if you don't move, you can take another attack action, or I don't know how that works in M&M.
with that, it'd be an advantage to be able to get 2 attacks.
Okay. So...
You can do a skill
think
check
I'm-
or something of that nature.
yeah, you can move or do, yeah, like there's some skill checks you can do. Or if you have a power that's a free action, usually those are
Yes.
more passive powers. Then.
I've already used... The only power I have would be detrimental to me at this moment. Because the only thing I can do as a free action is shut off my electrical aura, and I don't want to do that. So that'll be... I guess that'll be turn for me.
Okay. Okay, so then it goes to next one. So 8-2's knocked out. 8-4 was attacking Thunder Fist. Excuse me. He just kind of looks lost and confused. Uh-huh. And he's gonna swing at you again. He overextends himself, so he swings at you, misses you completely, and then punches the ground, leaving a crater, and you hear cracks of his knuckles. You're pretty sure he just broke his hand. And he just howls in pain.
Right, I don't know what they are, but they don't appear to be intelligent.
Wildcat, it's your turn.
Okay, I had an idea on something I wanted to do, but I'm not sure how to do it.
Okay.
What I wanted to do was, since I've got a guy on either side of me, if I could, like, leap up, grab them by the head, and, like, smack their heads together.
I mean, you could try that, yeah.
What kind of a roll would this be?
Okay, so it would definitely be fighting.
Okay. Just make a fighting attack, or
Let me look at your character sheet real quick. So
yeah, I'm literally I'm just thinking they're on both sides of me, and like I could try that if I don't know if my skills allow me to do that kind of thing or not. Basically, as I'm asking the DM, can I?
So because of the fact that you are trained in acrobatics and athletics, those are, I mean, you have decent training in them. It would definitely, I will allow you to do your fighting training, and I will give you a circumstantial +2, because you are trained in those 2 skills. So you can add those 2, so you can add a total of 12 to your attack.
Okay, so a +2 and roll my fighting.
Yep.
Okay, to see if I can grab the 2 next to me and smack their head together.
Correct.
24?
A 24 will do it.
Hey, cool.
Okay, so is there any special way you do it, or are you just jumping straight up, or are you doing a flip? What?
Well, yeah, I'm like doing a standing flip, so I'm upside down, so I can grab him by the head and just whack like a couple of coconuts.
Okay. So for that, this is your damage is going to be straight So he's just straight strength.
Okay.
For that, so it'd be your strength plus 15. So that puts
That's
that
22.
22. Okay. Let's see, and I'm just gonna, for sake of ease, I'm just gonna roll once for both of them. No, they actually failed by 1 degree of failure. So they are taking penalties, and they're doing that kind of classic where they're just kind of wobbling in place. Like you rung their bell pretty good.
All right.
Okay, was there anything else you're gonna do?
I would honestly assume that something like that would be like a full round kind of attack action. So,
Not necessarily. Like you could still do something minor. I would allow it.
all right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna say when I landed over here
Okay,
instead of right between them.
understood. Okay, let's see. 8-5, he just rung his clock, so he's kind of out of it. Ape 1 is gonna go for Robert again. And overswung and missed. It just kind of starts pounding his chest, and then beating on the ground. Like he stares at you, like he's just so upset. Robert, roll a perception check, please. So when you look at, like, this thing is bestial, it's like Bigfoot mixed with a fucking gorilla. But when you look at its eyes are soft. They are very human eyes, while the rest of them is very bestial. Ape 2 is out of the game. Ape 3 is honestly just runs away, just because the Dagonian just goes, "Go, I got this." And it is Stretch's turn.
All right. Seeing as I don't know what the fuck is going on or who all here is who, we're just gonna go up here for now. I'm gonna use my leaping ability and move up to there.
Okay.
How are you leaping up there? Are you just stretching yourself up, or are you making a little spring and going twang?
I'm turning my legs into a spring and just bouncing myself up there.
Huh. I feel like this is like the last campaign where people are just abandoning each other.
Yeah, I'm getting surrounded.
Well, two of the ones next to you are already knocked out. I knocked out one of them before I bounced.
The other one's not knocked out. He's just dazed.
But I don't know who is who, and you just tried to shock me.
You are a necessary sacrifice.
The Dagonian looks like he's getting a communication. He looks over at you. He goes, "I'll be back for you, Wildcat."
And Scotty's gonna beam him out.
Yep, pretty much. He does tell you his name before he's leaving. His name before he leaves. It's Zephyr.
Zaffer?
Zephyr. And he teleports away. When he teleports away, the 4 beasts that are near you guys all start convulsing. And over the course of the next 10 seconds, they turn into humans. They are completely naked. and they're different ages, different genders. And Juddy, you get your memory back.
Do I remember what happened while my memory was gone?
Yes.
Okay. See, this is why I had to have recon on this man. He literally, first mission out with me, tries to fucking electrocute me.
Motherfucker!
And you guys are technically out of combat.
So it's...
I am going to turn off my electrical aura and then check to see if my ribs are actually broken.
So your ribs are not broken; they're just a little tender. So like the invasion is still going on around the city. You see the park is kind of clear, but then you hear in the distance, oh, that's a bad puppy. Don't be doing that.
Jesus
no.
Christ.
So just past the tree line, you guys kind of go over that way, and it's actually coming from from the area that you parked the V swoop. You go over there, and outside of the V swoop, you see this like 9-foot tall Dugonian just has the mascot in his mouth, just whipping him around. Like a dog with a chew toy. Just he's like, that's a bad puppy! And the whole time, mascot has like a water bottle and just is spraying him in the face. Bad puppy! Bad! Put me down!
Where'd he get a water bottle?
And then you see he drops the water bottle, and then out of just, like, he puts his hand on his stomach, and out of there, like a rolled up newspaper, and he starts smacking him on the nose. That's a bad puppy!
Belly of many things? What the hell?
His magical pouch.
Apparently. I guess he's a marsupial, actually.
And, like, he's yelling that, and then, like the mascot sees you. Oh, hi, fellas, how's it going? I'm just teaching this puppy how to behave. Don't mind me. And the Dugonian stops, stares at you, like, does that very slow, like, just got caught doing something bad, and, like, lets him fall out of his mouth, and then presses a button on his wrist and teleports out.
Flaming Dogonians.
As you guys
Look at Wild.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna look at Wildcat because he clearly seems to know something about what's going on, and say, "What the fuck is happening?"
They're alien slavers. That's all you need to know for now. I'll give you the finer details later when we got more time.
Okay, as you guys get back into the V swoop, so you pass by the mascot. The mascot is already 100% fine again, and he just goes, "I need to go save the children," and just kind of, "Bye, guys." And just kind of.
Actually, I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder really quick. Actually, there's some folks over there could need your help. I'm gonna gesture towards the unconscious people over by the fountain. At the very least, he could like distract anyone who might try to grab him up again or something.
Yeah. So he walks over there. Okay, bye. Like he was violently shooketh, and like he was just like, it's fine, it's okay. You guys get back onto the. No, go ahead.
I figure at the very least he's at least useful for like keeping like civilians like, you know, watching civilians or whatever.
Yeah, well, no, that's what he did at the museum. At the museum, because you saw it on the news broadcast at the beginning of session when they're talking about the museum, and they said that he was very helpful with getting people out of the museum. Like he was protecting them, acting as a shield, getting them out of the museum when all that shit was going on.
Yeah, he's no good in a fight, but he's good at crowd control.
Yeah. But you guys get back into the V swoop, and there are multiple alarms going off inside there.
I don't know what this alarm is. What? Shut up!
So you start just pressing alarms randomly, and one of them is like the police scanner going off about the alien invasion. We need help on the 21st and 2nd. The park's overrun. They've taken over the amusement park. The cannery's being blown to shit. There's giant apes everywhere. Dog men from Venus or something. I don't know. Then one of the other alarms is safeguard, basically blowing up too about it all. And then the other alarm that seems kind of the most pressing because it's the brightest.
Oh, of course.
And you do it, and like there's no sound, like there's not an audio clip, anything. Just you press it, and there's nothing, and then there's the display just kind of pops open, and it just and all it says is illegal entry, illegal removal.
No.
The PSA, Vanguard, and Aegis have been notified.
Illegal entry.
Yep.
Someone's at the mansion.
So if you scroll down and like you can click on each one, and there's video footage tied to it because it's linked to the camera system there. It shows a group of the Dogonians. None of the bestials with them. This is just it looks like a team of 5 Dogonians breaking into the mansion. You see them knock Karen the fuck out, like they just backhand her through a wall. And then it shows them, like the next footage where it says illegal exit, shows them removing the doctor from the house.
All right, that seems like the most important thing we need to do, guys.
And then the last thing that it said on there, remember, it said they contacted the police, the military, Aegis, Vanguard, and the PRA. Because the doctor is not allowed to leave his house.
I mean, to be fair, he was kidnapped, so...
They don't give a shit. He's not allowed to leave the house. That system's in place for that. But you do see that there is some numbers at the bottom of the screen. So you can roll an insight check, a technology check, or a science check.
You keep saying science. I don't have science as a skill. Is that like a separate thing or something?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you can add science as a skill, yes.
Well, I rolled technology. I learned absolutely nothing.
I also rolled technology and learned a little bit more than him.
Well, I got a net 1, so...
I'm the most learned.
What did you roll?
Technology.
Yeah. So, like, Robert's just looking at it, and he's like, I can't figure this out. Dave's like, I kind of think this. And you're like, it's longitude and latitude. It's a tracking sequence. His ankle bracelet.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Rated parole.
No, I'm just gonna punch the coordinates into the autopilot.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are going along. You're making your way, and the coordinates are at a local amusement park. So when you get there, so the entire parking lot, there's no longer cars there. Well, they're there. They're just crushed. There's a giant, one of the giant Dagonian cruisers has landed there, and you see probably about 50, 60 Dagonians rounding up these bestial creatures into the shuttle or into the vessel, which you guys now have put two and two together and realize these are humans that they did something to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so did we just watch the other ones turn back into humans?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
how you were able to put two and two together.
Yeah.
Because you also did notice that like he used like during combat he used something on his wrist and they became more aggressive. That's when they really started like trying to really piss pounding Robert. Speaking of which, Robert, how many bruises are you at?
I'm at 2 because they got me once and then couldn't hit me afterwards.
Yes, good.
Can I don't have any ranks in it, but can one of us like do treatment on him to like get rid of some of the bruises before we get into another fight?
In order to do that, you'd have to use a hero point because it gives you access to a skill you currently don't have.
And I do it on myself?
You could.
I have ranks. I have 2 ranks in treatment?
Yeah, you can do treatment by yourself. But Dave, Dave, you do get a hero point though for actually using your complication because your complication is these people, and when you saw them, you did get aggressive.
I did. I was trying to take those things down as fast as possible so I could grab the guy, but he got away before I could take down the.
Yep. So that is playing into your complication. So now you have 2 hero points. Okay. So yeah, we'll say with that, Robert, you removed 1 of your bruises.
And I have regeneration, so my bruises are gone.
Correct.
Hee.
But now is the problem because this place is crawling. Like I said, there's 50 just by the ship. That's not including the ones that are walking around, rounding these people up. But from where your vantage point is, so you guys parked to the south of the amusement park. You can kind of make out where they are because like everybody you see is just like has been transformed or is being transformed into these big bestial things. You do notice that they have some very large, like at first you thought they were like wolves or something, or like a tiger, but they're very large canines. You're assuming that they probably used whatever ray they did on the humans on like some of the local animal life, and that's what happened to them. But you're trying to figure out where the doctor is, and you can hear him yelling from a distance, "Fuck you, you Doberman pigeon-looking motherfucker! I don't even know who you are."
The goner? I don't even know her. Well, we probably ought to get to the dock first.
I'm about to say, are we going to try and like stealth to the doctor?
Yes, let's stealth in our VTOL ship.
Oh, you parked the ship. I thought we were going to get out and go look for him.
I will also like to point out that the ship does have stealth capabilities.
It does. It has invisibility from 3 different senses: sight, sound, and smell.
Yeah, that smell might actually come in.
And God smells one of them.
Well, these are Dugonians. We don't want them to smell the ship.
Well, then I guess we just like try and find where the doctor is in the ship.
Well, we have the comm links. We can send the stealthiest person to do recon and then sneak in with the ship to drop the other 2 off.
That's me! Or would that be Stretch? I don't know. What's your ranks in stealth, buddy?
12.
You actually have better stealth than me.
What are you 3 high or low?
Do I know?
Okay.
Damn it!
Oh, I'm just trying to see how Linda's doing.
Oh. That doesn't sound good.
You saw a 65-year-old woman on camera feed get thrown through a fucking wall, didn't even bother calling the cops and be like, "Hey, can you go check on her?"
Did you not say the cops were already notified?
The cops are notified about Aton being missing. They're searching the city for this man. They're not going to his house.
Break-in. Okay.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about that part. The fact that as soon as they saw that he's gone, they don't give a shit.
Okay, we misread that alarm system entirely then. Oops. I also didn't realize she was 65. I thought she was a little bit younger.
She's younger than him, yes, but not by much. And then also the fact that from the perspective of going to the amusement park, which the amusement park's about 30 miles away, your guys' manor was 2 minutes away, and you had to pass the manor to get to the amusement park.
Oh, and it's too late now to say we did something else.
Correct.
I have a hero point that says back when I got my memories back, I saw the video. I called the cops about Linda.
Okay, so he's doing an edit. Very well.
I will go ahead and take my hero point away.
Linda is safe and sound. So it cuts to a panel of Linda. So it's a split panel. The top panel is her, like after she gets thrown through the wall, and like her eyes barely open, and she's like, "This is how it ends. I end this way. I'm gonna die." And then the next scene is the paramedics hooking her up to stuff and like being really good. Like
The next scene is her coughing a little bit, letting out a burp, and going, "Never mind, it was just gas."
Okay, so you guys are stealthing.
I get. So we need to like basically track down the doctor in this maelstrom of chaos or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My suggestion was, because I don't know if he's like in a building, if he's under something, so we send Stretch because he's got the highest stealth, and then he somehow communicates back to us, preferably not by screaming into his comlink,
Well, he can
where the
really
doctor is,
whisper-
and we come in after him.
well,
Did
he can
anybody try
whisper in-
and with the doctor first to see if he had one that ties in with ours?
Actually, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
He does.
If he does, let's try reaching out to him with the comlink first.
Yeah,
Maybe he
let's
can
try
tell
that.
us what building he's in.
Go ahead, Thunderfist. Call him up.
All right,
What's your idea?
I guess I'm gonna try and contact the doctor.
Okay. And you just hear, "Hello?"
Quiet down, Aton.
Linda, is that you? And you hear Ruffalo,
No, it's
like he is still babbling. He's just playing. He's playing dumb. We'll get it out of him. And then you hear somebody say, "Go get the tools. We'll have to torture it out of him."
Aton,
Doc.
where are you?
Huh. Well, this is a big fucking tent. I'll tell you what.
In the main
All right.
tent.
Look at all these
Guessing
fucking
that's
monkeys.
I'm
that
gonna
guy-
hang up on him before he starts babbling about the monkeys.
Okay.
You get a little too racist, Aton. Let's not do this.
I'm gonna assume that that's this giant tent right in the middle of the amusement park.
Yes.
Probably a good assumption. He said giant tent, so. Well, it's a tent. How about we just crash through the roof? That's heroic.
We also don't know how many are in there.
True.
Element of surprise.
Element of surprise will not work for more than maybe 2 rounds if they've got like 6 or 7,
Well-
or maybe even 10 of
well-
those fuckers in there.
If it's the tent, we probably can. Does the ship have any like sensors, like scan body heat or something like that?
You're not sure. You haven't fiddled with stuff.
I'm gonna
No, we haven't.
fiddle with stuff to see if I can find the if it has sensors on it.
It does have a rudimentally scanning device with thermal imaging.
There we go.
All right, so we're gonna stealth over to the big tent. We're gonna scan it, and then we'll plan our next move.
Okay. So you're looking at it and you see there's probably about 15 people in there that are roughly like 7-8 feet tall. You're judging those are the Dagonians. You do see Aton in his chair, and for whatever reason he seems quite a bit colder than they are. You get chalked up because he's old and has poor circulation. But as you're scanning, like they're he's kind of like in the bluish color, like bluish light orange, where they're like red, orange, yellow. But then you notice that he is slowly at the core. It looks like he's starting to heat up, but you're not really sure what it means.
Huh. Okay. All right, and it just looks like it's Dagonians in there, or
Yes.
weird. He said something about monkeys, but maybe
They're
he's talking about them.
turning people into monkeys.
Yeah, that is true.
You also probably
But just
can't tell the difference between the two.
Probably also true.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right. So you said there's 7 or 8 of the Dagonians,
There's
Yes.
15 of them, Dave.
or 15. Sorry.
Yeah, they're 7 or 8 feet tall.
Oh, 7 or 8 feet tall.
Yeah, they're big boys.
Hmm. That is a lot of them.
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
So Stretch has the ability to stretch his arms out. He could grapple down, grab the doctor, pull himself back up, and we could get him to safety or back to the manor. Or we can go in guns blazing. It's up to you guys.
This is more of a rescue operation, I think, at this moment. So I think it's better to just try to grab the dock and book it instead of getting locked into a drag down fight.
I'm game for it.
So as you guys are doing that, the scanners are still actively going, and you see the heat index is rising in the tent.
I think the
I
dock
do
might
not like
have
what's
it.
happening there.
The dock might already have it on lockdown.
The doctor is now there is no variations. Like usually when you're looking at thermal imaging, there's variations. He is just bright glowing red.
This man going nuclear down there?
I'm not gonna pull out my phone and try and call Agent Logan.
Okay, Agent Logan, what do you
Hey,
need?
let's start with this. I need some information on Dr. Aton.
Okay, I'm kind of busy here dealing with part of this alien invasion, but yes, do you have eyes on him? Do you know where he is?
Yes, we know where he is. But we're using some thermal scan, and he's glowing red hot. I don't know if that means he's about to fucking explode.
How did they get it off?
They're aliens. Does it really matter?
It does matter because he's the one that built it, and it's not supposed to come off without the fucking key. This is problematic. Get away from there. That's my best advice to you. It's not that he's going nuclear, but he's going nuclear. If he is cherry red, it means the ankle bracelet is off, and now he has years of those powers that have been dormant, all trying to activate at once.
Roger that.
We talking explosion? How big?
He can create portals through time, space, and dimensions. The last time he had full access to his powers, he destroyed fucking 2 city blocks and killed 400 people. And that was an accident. Like, that was like complete experiment accident. Wasn't even using his powers, really. Now not having his powers for 15 years, this is going to be bad. As Agent Logan's talking, the signal goes dead. And you look at the telemetry, and so it has GPS locator on it. And right now, it doesn't know where the ship is.
Uh-oh.
And
Like
thermal
our ship?
imaging from the temp and stuff, or from the tent and stuff, is gone. Like, it's just a blank screen.
Wait, our ship doesn't know where it is?
Yes.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna look outside.
You see the vastness of stars and space, and it looks like a night sky at first until you realize that the ship is moving at very high velocity in a very tight spiral, and you can see the Earth rapidly approaching.
The Earth rapidly approaching.
Yes.
Weird, seeing how we were just there. But
I'm
gonna get on the controls.
And in front of you, you see the tent and Dagonians flying over like everywhere, and some of them hitting their pounding their chest, and these force bubbles go over their head. Okay, Dave, I need you to make a vehicle check if you're taking the helm, and it is a DC 35, sir.
Oh Jesus. Can I use a hero point in any way for that, or?
So a hero point. So with a hero point, you can edit a scene. You can ask for inspiration in a way of clue, hint, or help. You can use it for a reroll. If you use it for a reroll, you take the better result and add 10 to it.
Okay, well, I guess I'll roll first, and then probably end up spending the hero point to get a second roll. And you said it's basically I can use a hero point to give myself advantage with +10.
Correct.
Essentially.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me just, because even if I roll a 20, like it's not going to be quite enough. So, yeah, let's spend that hero point. And roll vehicles first time. That's a 17, and then the second try, 12. Okay, so the better one is the 34 then. If I get the +10 to
Yep,
to
you
the better
will.
roll.
So you're not quite there. Like you have it under control, but you're starting to lose it. So what you can do, if any of your other people, they can basically use an aid another action. So it's teamwork. So they have to hit a DC 10 minimum to give you 1 point apiece, and then it's an additional +1 for every 5 above.
Ooh, thank you, Stretch.
God damn, right there's +4 to your roll just from Stretch helping, getting on one of the other consoles and like with navigation or engines or whatever, like helping you out. So you get everything like back under control. You're not spiraling anymore. You've able to like get everything, your velocity turned down, so you're actually just floating and stuff like that. So you can see what's left of the tent. And then as you stabilize, it's kind of one of those things you're looking at Earth, but then you kind of pan away from Earth so that we can look behind you to see what's happening with them. And you notice, there's a couple of the Dagonians that did not survive, that they did not make it. Most of them have, and they're like making a beeline, and some of them getting teleported to one of the ships. And then, like right across the field of vision, is just Aton's wheelchair. He's not in it. And then clinking against the glass, the front viewport, is what's left of his ankle bracelet, which has been thoroughly pulverized.
Probably should still grab that if we can somehow.
And then in the
Obviously,
distance,
I'm not rolling the window down, but
yeah. And in the distance, you see just a series of like bright blue and white swirls like open up. You're not sure what it is at first, and if you look at your console, the console is reading them as black holes popping in and out of existence.
Just like for like a few moments, or they're just like there and staying, or
No, it's just for like a few moments, and it's all over the place, like in front of you. But as you're noticing that, like they pop up right by where one of the Dagonians are, and then the Dagonian disappears into it, and then it comes flying out a different one.
So he's just throwing them around in space, basically.
yeah. But is he doing it consciously, or is that more of like a reaction type deal?
And then you see Dr. Aton. But this is not necessarily the Dr. Aton that you are used to seeing. Roll a perception check.
Okay, perception.
Oh, we have an ad starting in about a minute, folks.
Come on, Robert. See what you can see.
Okay. So all of you notice, Dave, you're just like he has a pretty cool super suit. Like his suit is very much. Yeah, so it is very much like a kind of form-fitting padded black suit, that has blue and white stripes, like pinstripes going up on just on the sides. So like from the ankle up the hip and stuff like that. And then there's a kind of like star pattern, like a space theme to like the rest of the suit. It has this big like kind of broad collar on it. No cape, just broad collar, and it has these big gloves and then like a weird utility belt on it. So Juddy, you just because of just like being the surveillance guy and like trying to learn as much as you can about people and being paranoid, and Robert because like you just same thing. Your job is to watch this man, so you've read his files. This is his super suit. This is not Dr. Aton. This is not Dr. Alexander Tontre. This is Professor Fringe. A little bit older. He doesn't look 75 anymore. Some of the grays and some of the wrinkles are gone. His eyes are completely just glowing white. And he is just decimating these people. Like he's throwing them around through portals, and then you see he just reaches out with a hand. And do I have that open still? I do. There we go. So he reaches out with his hand, and then, like in a blink of an eye, he goes from where he is standing to in front of one of the ships, and then opens another one of these black holes that's only about 6 feet in diameter, and it starts sucking in this whole ship, like crushing it as it goes.
Oh my.
So people inside, they're gonna be all right, right?
Yeah, sure they will. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Hey, I don't know how black holes work.
And he does that one's like halfway through crushing and stuff. He just kind of stops and closes the portal, and then the other end, the crushed end, comes out a different one, like miles away, but you can still see it. And then the ships, you see beams coming up to the ships, and they just start fucking just getting the fuck out of there.
So they showed up, rattled the cage, and then left.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. And then, yeah, you see he's just sitting there, like watching them. Then he turns, and he stares right at you in the ship, and he starts coming like he just basically snaps his fingers, and he's like right outside the ship now, just staring at you guys. And then you blink, and he's standing inside the ship next to you, and he just goes, "Did you eat my licorice?" and just passes out on the floor.
You suck my licorice.
Okay, that was weird.
Do we have like a grabby claw or something to get the ankle monitor that's floating around us in space?
No, you don't have any gravity claw. Also, this is not rated for space, by the way.
Yeah, we need to like.
You have pressure. Like now that all that's over, there are pressure warnings all over the place. Like the structural integrity of the ship, it's starting to collapse in on itself.
All right, let's head down into the atmosphere and hope we don't burn up.
I don't think this can make it through the atmosphere, but we'll try.
I mean, what else are we gonna do? Sit in space and blow up?
So yeah, so the problem with this, Robert, since you're the one that said that, go ahead and roll a tech roll, please. So Robert's looking at the consoles, and he's like, I don't think it's going to make it through the atmosphere. And he tells you it's not rated. The shielding's not good enough. Robert, you do figure out that you could reroute some of the like using the security protocols that the professor told you about, like when you first got it. That you could probably rewire them with your knowledge of working for City Electric and stuff like that. Even though you don't know all the flex, but you're pretty sure you probably can rewire that so it turns it on and actually basically acts as a barrier, so that way it acts as shielding when you go through. You're probably going to fry the unit, but you should survive going into atmosphere.
Fuck it, we'll go try it.
Okay.
Attack roll again.
Yes, so that'll be a tech roll to actually do it. And then, Dave, you know from flying this before, you're probably going to need Stretch's help to get down.
Stretch, get over here.
Oh.
Okay, Robert, go ahead and roll again. So you did make some progress. It's just taking a little bit longer than you anticipated.
Oh dear.
It's definitely more complicated than you thought.
Really complicated.
You finally got it. You're ready. Just as the critical warning comes up, and you look at Dave and Stretch and said, "If we don't go now, we're dead."
Let's go. We already made our rolls.
Yeah. So you guys are going through the atmosphere. It is shaky. You hear panels rip off. You see them fly off. It's getting kind of hot. And then you're about halfway through the atmosphere. It looks bad. It doesn't look like you're going to make it. And then all of a sudden there's kind of a tranquility and like a smoothness of the ride. And then you break...
So you die.
Huh?
So that feeling of tranquility settles in right before you die.
Yeah. And then you break through the atmosphere. And you guys turn around because you see the doctor standing there with his hand outstretched, and realize he did something. You're not sure what he did, but he did something. And then he just goes, "What did I tell you about touching my stuff? Keep your damn dirty paws off it. You and the fucking monkeys." And then he passes out again.
Assuming he was talking to Dave again.
Yeah. He was talking to Dave, but he was staring at, like, a console.
Well, he gave me this ship to use, so I don't know what he's complaining about.
So, page turns. It is a few days later. So overall, the damage to the city was actually quite minimum, with all things considered. But you have successfully stopped an alien invasion. So there is a press conference later on today for the heroes to, speak about what happened and how they saved the city. Linda is better. She got home from the hospital yesterday. The mansion has been repaired. Because of some of the technology that is built in there. There's actually a repair system that can the manor can rebuild itself if it needs to because of the way he has it built. And Aton has been sleeping pretty much the entire time you guys have gotten back.
Does he have another ankle monitor on?
No, there's only the one, and that's like. You guys couldn't get it. You had no way to grab it. And like you've talked to Agent Logan a few times and stuff like that. He just hasn't been able to do it. But since you have him back in there, it's okay. He did tell you that one of the council members from Vanguard should be coming within inside a week to have a conversation about the events that happened. And figure out what to do about the Aton situation. Until then, just kind of hold tight and try to make sure he doesn't go fucking ape shit. And then, like you guys are all like sitting there, just get off the phone with him and stuff like that. And Linda comes in, her arms in a sling, little bruised and battered, but she has a thing of coffee and she goes, "Thank you. I just want to say thank you." So much. I don't know which one of you called the cops, but you ended up saving my life by doing it. And you saved Aton. That's what matters.
You're welcome.
I feel,
I know what we do.
I feel like many people are like, yeah, thanks for calling the cops.
Thanks for calling the authorities and getting me medical treatment right away.
Linda is fucking weird. Like, she just is.
Well,
Oh yeah, but it's just You don't expect to hear "thanks for calling the cops" with that tone of voice. I figured it'd come up more like, "Yeah, thanks for calling the fucking cops."
You piece of shit. But
I gotta blow to a before I can start my car.
and she's like, I got some food, and she rolls in like she usually like cooks herself, but instead she has McDonald's. She just has bags and bags of McDonald's breakfast foods. I DoorDash. She goes. So you guys are kind of like sitting there, like eating. You're actually like eating in the lab, and then you guys all turn because you hear a slight noise, and the slight noise is a popping sound almost, and you see one of those black hole looking things open up, and you realize it's a portal, and then so the portal itself is just like I said, the outside is like blue and white light. The center is like black with like a star pattern, and then you just see Aton walk out. While he is still has head of gray hair and stuff like that. You see a little bit. There's a little bit of black in it, like he has one streak of black left in his hair that wasn't there before, and looks probably 10 years younger than when you last saw him. But he comes out. He's not wearing his super suit. Instead, he is wearing the only thing he is wearing is socks and a t-shirt.
So he's just about full Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. And he's like,
Pants.
huh?
Pants.
My goddamn house. If I don't want to wear pants, I don't gotta wear pants. Where are my pants? Did you take my pants? And he just goes, and then without even thinking, like it just seems like it's muscle memory. He flicks his wrist. A smaller portal appears that's about maybe a foot in diameter. He reaches his hand through, pulls out a pair of pants, puts them on. The portal closes, and then he just kind of he goes over and he like there's a chair where he usually sits because usually he's in his wheelchair, but there's a chair next to it that was piled with books. He just takes the books and kinds of slides them on the floor and just sits down. Grabs a piece of licorice out of the used licorice, puts it in his mouth, and just starts typing.
There's definitely something wrong with him. He's double sucking that licorice. He never double sucks.
And you see, like, on Linda's face when you guys look, there's just this. You've never seen Linda like actually happy. She's usually just like monotone, indifferent, or kind of bitchy, but not towards you guys. Like she's nice to you guys, but she's never like genuinely happy. And you just see something on her, like her face, just like she's genuinely happy for the first time in a long time. And she just walks over, and she kind of gently touches him on the shoulder, and she goes, "Alexander." And he turns. He's like, "Linda, do you need something or?" No, Alexander, are you good? What do you mean? Am I good? Am I lucid? Am I, sober? Am I insane? Like, what exactly are you implying, lady? And he turns and he goes, "Do I know you?"
What, like us?
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I've been here before.
So he looks at you, and then everybody roll a perception check.
Ah!
Twinsies!
God damn. Dave, you and Juddy notice. Robert, you don't really notice. You're more like just kind of observing the whole situation, like just kind of like read him and what he's doing because his mannerisms are different. His voice sounds a little bit different, so that just has you kind of concerned. But the two of you, you notice that when he looks at you and says, "Do I know you?" his eyes rapidly change. And what I mean is it looks like it looks like a slide, like they're sliding, like they're going through like different shades of color, like they're the iris and pupil are bright red, and then it goes to like a baby blue, and then complete white out eyes, complete black, red, and then hazel, purple. Like they just keep on shifting shades and colors like rapidly until they go to what his normal eyes look like, and he goes, "Oh, Wildcat, Stretch, Thunderfist.
Just for my own personal headcanon, I'm pretty sure this man just went like through different dimensions, through different versions of himself to gather all the memories to see if he knew us.
Yes, that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, literally like a dimensional Rolodex of his alternate like peoples.
Yeah. And he goes, while all my facilities are not quite there yet, I will take some time to get accustomed. I will have to say I no longer need the chair, as my immunity has kicked back in. So if you have questions, feel free to ask as he's stretching.
I know he means he was like immune to aging or something, but in my head it just went immunity to chairs.
Oh no! So this is the thing. Like you can like Robert. So since you're the one actually like read his file incompletely because you got the unredacted file, so you would know his full power set. So to put things into clarification, what Robert knows, and he can tell you this whenever if he wants to, or you can ask the doctor specifically. Linda's usually kind of tight-lipped. So this is this man's stats. So his strength, his dexterity, his fighting are average human. His intelligence, on the other hand, is not. He is actually very smart, very aware, definitely has a presence to him. So he also has several other things, including being an inventor, jack of all trades, skill mastery, technology, jury rig, so he can make inventions at a moment's notice. He also has a movement power, which is dimensional shift, that he can shift to any dimension and carry 6 tons with him. He can travel to any other galaxy he wants in the blink of an eye. And he can do it trackless to all senses. And he can also increase the mass of his portals by 8 ranks. So it can go at base it's 6 feet. And that also, when he increases the mass of the portal, it increases the mass of the tonnage he can do. So at base level, he can take 6 tons with him in a 6-foot space. He also has extensive immunities, including complete life support. He is unaffected by will-based effects, and he can see into. He can see So the life support, his environmental conditions, and his dimensional stuff go across dimensions to every version of himself. He can also reflect any will or any will effect that's being placed on him. He can redirect it to something else. And his senses are he instantly counters any illusions that target him. He cannot be targeted by them. They counter automatically. He also has precognition and postcognition. And rapid vision, so he can speed read like the Flash, and perfect time sense in every dimension. So he knows exactly what time it is in every dimension and can like pin it down to the millisecond. But that is when he's at full power. Oh, and he does have a. He does tend to have a galactic reputation. He is known throughout the galaxy because of what he did, in his youth. But like I said, huh? What?
I'm gonna make a quick insight check here.
Okay.
All right. I noticed that there's something happening here between Linda and the doctor. I'm gonna see if I can do an insight check on Linda to pick it up. Are they former secret lovers?
No, there is no secret about it. So when you can tell that there was a romance there at one time, probably years ago. But she also has not, she sees him as being whole again, because the whole time the reason she argues with him and stuff like that, from what in the few, for you've only been around here for a few days. Like you've you've been watching them for weeks now, but you've only actually been inside the building, like actually being, participating for a few days. But you can tell that part of it is because she has to be hard on him, but this softness comes to that her friend, the person that she cares for, that she loves, whether she's in love with him now or just loves him because of who he is. It's the first time she's actually seen him in years. Like, he's been lost and gone, and she's like, this is him. This is the man that I agreed to work for. This is the man that I, was his research assistant. I did all this stuff with him, and stuff like that. And Robert would also know another tidbit is that she was actually his sidekick for a while, because she does have powers, but she doesn't say anything about it.
Let's say because he had the ankle bracelet, I didn't disclose any of his power stuff because I didn't think that he was ever going to get it off.
Yeah, like, and all you knew about his that he was not full powered. All you knew is that from the briefing is that his powers were not nullified; they were dampened, but they could not determine what of his they knew he couldn't do his portals, but so they figured it was his inventor parts, like his super intelligence, is what wasn't being affected. Which is kind of accurate. Like, he could still make inventions and stuff, but like a lot of the other stuff, like his time sense was all over the place. He couldn't remember shit. So what are you guys doing now? You now have a very lucid doctor who is supposed to be under house arrest with an ankle bracelet on.
He seems like he's fine just hanging out, at least for the moment.
I'll say we were told to monitor him for now.
That is correct.
I don't think we make any actual changes to anything that's happening. We just have to keep a fucking eye on it.
He just looks at Lily. He's like, this body has aged so much. Now the hard part is trying to organize my thoughts. You see, he looks at the console it is just covered in Post-its and books, and he just says, okay. And you see his eyes he just kind of looks at them, and his eyes are just darting back and forth between every single Post-it. He's quickly flipping the Post-its. Every journal in there, he's sitting there rapidly going through as fast as his hands can take them, and then just throwing it behind him. And he's like, oh, okay. So did that. And he's looking at the thing that he's been working on the entire time you're here, and he goes, ugh. I was wasting my time on that? Okay.
Just looks up at the thing he's been spending the last 6 months on. It'll never work. They'll just kill those three.
Pretty much. He's just like, file save failed, and then just presses enter and it just closes. The hologram closes down. That was stupid. And he turns to you. He's like, okay. He's like, so I just want to apologize now. I'm sorry I left the house. It won't happen again. I'm not allowed to leave. But technically I am, because that was my ruling not to leave. They didn't say I couldn't leave. They just said I couldn't hero anymore.
Who is he apologizing to?
He is staring. He's staring in your guys' direction, but he's looking past you when he's talking.
Is there someone, or is there a portal behind us that he's
Nope. But
or...
you and Juddy can roll perception. Well, all of you can roll a perception check. Juddy and Dave, you get a +2 because you've seen this before.
Okay. I'm only on 13 then.
Okay, so this time, Wildcat and Stretch are I'm going to have to have the VOD this episode to catch up. Don't worry, because usually a day or two after the stream, I've been uploading to the YouTube. So episode 0 and issue 0, issue 1 are on my YouTube, and this will be going up probably tomorrow. So you can watch them there too.
I'm gonna be YouTube famous.
I don't know about that, Dave.
Oh, okay.
But you guys didn't notice because you're just like confused. You notice his eyes don't look right. Like his eyes are usually so they're usually like a grayish blue. His eyes normally are, and right now they're like a bright green.
So he's literally talking to somebody in another dimension.
Yes. And then his eyes shift back and he looks at you. Oh, sorry about that. What was I saying?
You want like some food?
Oh, but I want to apologize to all of you. But welcome to my humble abode. And let me proper introduction. I am Alexander Tontre, Dr. Aton to my friends, Professor Fringe to my allies. And welcome to my humble abode and my laboratory. This is my live-in research assistant, Linda, and she has been with me for around 30 years, as he's calculating in his head with his fingers. And I welcome you. I know it's probably been problematic with my mind being gone. But that's the side effect of the ankle bracelet that I put on because of my choices and the accident. But I know you guys have to monitor me. I know how this works. I've been with Vanguard for many, many years. So they will be sending a council member to decide what to do with me, and they're going to try to convince me to put the ankle bracelet back on. I am going to say this. While I understand why they would want that, please do not let them. I have not been me in 15 years. I've been a crazed madman, just having heroes come to and fro when they need something and not being myself, and everything that Linda has had to go through, and friends that I have lost that no longer see me because of the fact that I'm not myself. I will tell you this. In that state, as my memories are clear, that's why I slept so much, I could still see other dimensions. But my ability to determine what dimension was which and my ability to perceive time properly was scattered at best. So one thing I want to make clear is I can go to different dimensions. I can link up with every version of me. There's only one me, but there's infinite numbers of me, if that makes sense. So,
Whereas in other dimensions, there's other versions of us that may be other different people, and they could be in a different place at a different time on a different day. But you're at the same spot every single time, no matter what, in every single dimension.
yes.
Yeah.
I am the same, and I am the same person at my core, where I do not vary. It's not like you could have completely different powers in an alternate universe, which you do. Same with Wildcat and Thunderfist. Some dimensions are very similar, some are not. I am the same in every single dimension. And part of that is just because of how my powers manifested. It's a burden, a hazard, and a risk. But I know it's going to take me a while to get back to my full self as my immunities kick back in, because I've been riddled with many diseases that my immunities did not take care of, because that was also shut off. Have you guys seen a tube laying around? About 12 feet tall, bunch of apparatuses sticking out of it.
Tube?
Yeah.
Have we seen a tube?
You have. It's been in the corner, covered in dust and like random junk. Like it looks like a cryo tube almost.
I'm gonna. Not that I don't trust him, but like I want to make like an insight. Like, should I tell him I've seen it? I don't know.
Go ahead,
All
roll an
very
insight.
strange.
Go ahead because this is the first time you're seeing this side of him instead of the, and you've been warned.
Oh fuck! I have shitty insight.
Yeah, you think it's fine. You think you're like, oh no, I can tell him. But now is
That's
anybody
right over
gonna
there.
is anybody gonna stop you? Actual votes maybe Harry. That's not ominous at all.
Yep. Here's the question: are we supposed to worry about him going out and using his powers, or are we supposed to be worried about him doing experiments here in his own facility?
We were never told. I don't think we were just told to keep an eye on him while we're here.
Yeah. Robert's actual like prime objective is to keep him in check. Because if one of his inventions goes haywire, Robert can disable his inventions with his nullify electronics abilities.
What would I roll to try and stop Dave?
You would just
Insight?
like interject, I think.
You would interject, but you can roll an insight to see what you think. Because right now Dave is going by what he's perceiving and stuff like that. So you can roll an insight to see if it's good. It is a bad idea to let this guy near it. You have looked up some of these experiments, and you have looked up this tube specifically. That tube has the ability to augment, to augment powers, to take away powers, or to give powers. It also can be used for just rudimental healing, like instantly heal somebody. But you're more worried about the three other things it can do.
I'm gonna just kind of whisper a Wildcat's ear. Maybe it's not the best idea to show him where it is right now.
I don't know. Not sure if I've seen it or not.
Well, I think...
Deception Jack!
Oh, he doesn't care. He honestly doesn't. He's just like, I think I'm going to go take a swim.
There's a pool?
Yeah, there's a full-size Olympic swimming pool here. And a gym. And he just kind of walks away, and Linda is like her face shifts back to like normal, and she goes, "This is good and bad."
Oh.
Well, he has 15 years to catch up on. You don't understand that he has lost, like we have lost people that were friends and allies, like they're just gone now. They've died, they've perished, natural causes, stuff like that. He's going to be devastated on some of those, and then not to mention, like old grudges and stuff like that with some of the other Vanguard, not agreeing with them. Not to mention some of the public, which he can deal with them and will keep away from them. But the other thing is making sure he's not seen outside or even seen standing up. If people realize he doesn't have the bracelet on, it's going to be bad because you're going to have reporters here. You're going to have the DA is going to end up being here. Like it's going to stir up some shit. But it's good to have him back. Even if it does have me worried, we definitely need to get Agent Logan here as quick as possible to help with this. I mean, he's dealt with stuff like this for fucking 3 centuries now, so.
I'm sorry, 3? Never mind. Not important.
Yeah, Logan's like 300 years old, give or take.
No, he was old enough to be my dad.
He couldn't be your dad, but okay.
I just said he was old enough.
Yeah. I mean, he does take a liking to people, so. But, thank you again, guys. And she kind of walks out. She's like, lunch will be ready in a couple hours.
This woman just dropped off a sack of McDonald's. Lunch ready for you later.
Yeah. Well, it's been about an hour now that you guys have been talking and stuff and going over stuff, so. But now you guys are in the lab by yourself.
It's been a couple days, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
In that time, has Dave informed us on what the fuck those aliens were?
Did you ask?
Yes,
Probably not, but if we have it, then I'm going to ask now.
Those were Dagonians. Basically a slaver race. They're the ones that enslaved my mother's people.
Do we have any idea why they were here? Why they wanted to fuck around with the doctor and his brain?
Not sure. Anytime I've interacted with them in the past, it was something to do with me, but they seemed surprised I was here. Haven't really spent a whole lot of time off-world. Once or twice they grabbed me up and I escaped. I don't really have a whole lot of insight into their operations outside of just grabbing up slaves. They've never attacked Earth before.
So Dave, question for you real
Backwater.
quick.
Yeah.
So is your mother still alive?
No, she perished in the attempt on grabbing me up. When she had her human form and they used the ray to transform her back, like basically it was like a system shock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it was like it activated my alien DNA, and again because of the interaction between the human and the alien's parts, because it activating my regeneration, that's what saved me.
Yeah.
But she had spent so long in a human form, her genetics had like adapted essentially, and she ultimately died from it essentially.
Okay.
And they assumed I was going to die as well because they didn't know about my regeneration, which is why they left me there.
Okay. I was just curious about that. But like that is food for thought and stuff you can investigate, because there are plenty of people in the world and other heroes that you could reach out to, including other Vanguard members that might know other stuff. And you will be having a council member coming at some point. But I think that's where we're going to end the session. I will give everybody 5 power points.
Whee!
And remember, if you have any hero points left, you can convert them to power points if you want. Otherwise, you can save one of them for next session. Otherwise, you just it's more fruitful to just use it as a PowerPoint, because then you're going to get refreshed anyway. So, that being said, what did everybody think of tonight's issue?
I was not expecting an alien invasion.
Well, it was already an alien invasion to begin with, and then another alien. Then it just exponentially increased the alien invasion. So,
I wasn't expecting double amnesia. What kind of fucking days of our lives?
you can thank Alex for that.
Well, I had to assume somebody's rolling a chart. It's probably Alex.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in universe it was just that didn't the Dagonian like hit him with something?
Yes.
I think you said.
Yeah, so it's it just comes down to like stuff like that. It's but it was super fun. I have fun like building the issues and stuff like that. You know that, Dave. I always have. It's super fun. And it got you to highlight like some of the stuff on you, so you were. But also, Dave, that means you now have a rival. You actually have a rival that you have to worry about coming back.
Oh yeah, I took a note.
Okay.
His name was?
Zaffer.
Yep.
I was going to say Xander. I could honestly remember.
Yeah, Zaffer.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Will spelt it in his notes, but I spelt it my own way, so as long as I know what it is.
Yeah. So like he will be a reoccurring guy that'll come back. But you also know from the little that you do know of them, when it comes to that, it's always it's a one-on-one fight. Like if you've proven that you're on it, they want to best you in combat.
Ooh, goody.
Like they don't want interference. They don't. It's an honor bound thing. Like, okay, you want to do this? Let's see if you're better than that. And the thing about it is,
you said they're all like 7 or 8 foot tall.
no, not all of them. The ones that were there were really big ones. There's different variants of them.
Okay.
Like those were just some of the bigger ones. The bigger ones like that are the soldiers. So
those are the Great Dane Dogonians. You can also find the Pug Dogonian.
yeah, they're various different size and like looks and stuff, and they just it's how they rank the system. Like the big ones are usually like the enforcers and the soldiers and stuff. Like if you would have infiltrated one of the ships, or if you would have actually got inside the tent, you would have seen a couple other ones that were like because the thermals can be off, and there's a couple that were actually smaller because they're more of the science type. They're the Brainiac ones, so they're smaller and stuff like that. But yeah, but it'll definitely be fun. You got a chance to kind of focus on that. I mean, there was some chaos, so we had to move some things differently. But you got to meet, do some more stuff with the Doctor, and you understand now how detrimental his powers actually are, especially seeing them firsthand. And that's just muscle memory. That's not even conscious thought. That's the worst part about it, because he was in a vogue state, and that was just sheer instinct on him. Imagine if he actually put his mind to it, what he can do with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about this. So he can open portals, and he can open them in sequence as a free action, pretty much, right? He could build a space rail cannon.
Shooting black holes at people, basically.
No, it's just linking. It's linking black holes up because he can make multiple portals. He could just in sequence make multiple black portal or black holes, and then just flick a fucking pen through it. It's going to gain terminal velocity and go to light speed as it goes through each single portal because of the way the portals work through space, and then destroy a planet with a fucking pen.
Yeah.
If he wanted to. That's why it's very scary. And that's just using his powers. That's not even using his mind to build inventions and shit. It's one of those things you're glad he's on your side.
Is he? Is he on our side?
Currently,
or is he
right
on his own side?
No, he's retired, man. He's retired. He does a hero.
Yeah, he still wears a super suit. He wears slippers with it.
Yeah.
Smoke a pipe.
Well, the thing about it is that super suit was his, but it wasn't his from this universe. Or from this dimension.
I'm just imagining how ridiculous a 75-year-old man
Yeah.
looked in a skin-tight pinstripe outfit.
What are you talking about? He looked fucking amazing.
I'm sure there was plenty of muscle padding in there.
No, he's not a fighter. Like, everything he was doing, he didn't lay a finger on anybody. Like, that's how he fights. Like, get the fuck away from me.
He fights like he's eating a Butterfinger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nobody better lay a finger.
But I had a lot of fun. So anything you guys are hoping to see, feedback is always great. You know that. So what you liked, what you didn't like, anything you want to see, anything you don't want to see.
Oh, well, if today's adventure is any indication, we're probably gonna ask that our V-swoop is augmented for space travel, at least for short term.
And well, right here's the thing is, so the V-swoop was built by Aton. Every augment after that, you guys now have to use PowerPoints to build up.
Ah, okay.
What about repair? Do we need to use PowerPoints to repair it?
No, it'll automatically repair in between issues. Just like you guys will always, in between issues, heal back to full unless it's a storyline, unless it's a storyline reason to be injured.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah. If we have an episode, if we have the end of one episode where you guys lose your power and suffer from burnout, and the next episode is you guys are still burnout, so it's a day, it's like when Barry loses his speed. I'm just Barry again. Okay.
Or if we get captured by someone or something, they do stuff.
Yeah, maybe they siphon off your powers and use it as a drug to give to other people.
Fucking MGH.
You don't know. Things can happen. What about you, Robert? You have any comments?
No.
I did feel bad that you kept on rolling like Dave tonight.
Me too. It's like, oh no, he's trying to blast him, and they're just shrugging it off. This is no good.
Listen, if the combat had gone for one more round, I was about to clock that fucker in the face.
The things that I really enjoyed, definitely the combat and thinking outside the box and trying to do that, like Juddy The Wheaton dice curse is real. uh, but like Juddy using the big fist, Robert, you using the blast effect to try to do it, and yes, it failed. It didn't work as well as you wanted, but the imagery of just everybody around you's hair is just sticking straight up like static electricity, and I just like it's just hilarious to me. Like, huh?
We'll just write it off like Robert was charging up his next attack. It was like one of those Tesla coil effects where all your hair stands up.
Yeah.
He's just building up a static charge.
Yeah. Or like Dave like smacking them around and stuff like that. But like all that stuff is super funny and super fun. So I had a good time. So I'm going to deafen and mute myself so I can end stream and raid out. If you guys are still here afterwards, we can talk for a little bit. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Okay. So that was a really fun session. Thanks. I want to thank Vaping Unicorn for so he was cashing in his stuff. So thank you for that, cashing in some of your rolls and causing some chaos. So there's already an alien invasion. That's the whole point of this. It's barking up the wrong Tontre, and just increased it. So there's that. So how about we raid out? Who are we gonna raid out tonight, folks? Like I know Danny is streaming. We want to raid out to Mystical Danny. I think we will. We'll raid out to Mystical Danny. They're all playing Repo. Well, that's good. We'll raid out to Mystical Danny. She is my favorite. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Danny is my absolute favorite. She's like a daughter to me. And love her to death. But let's raid out to her, say hi, and I will see you guys again. I'll definitely see you on Monday for more Minecraft Mondays. Hopefully I can get back into my Tuesday streams. And my Tuesday streams will be actually playing an RPG. So my Tuesday streams I'm planning on, or anything that's not Monday or Wednesday. If I am streaming, I'm going to try to stream Suikoden. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Awesome game. They just remastered 1 and 2. I want to do a full playthrough of those. And have a good rest of your week. Well, thank you so much. And also, Evan, I'm so glad that you finally got your package. And again, I apologize for being so late with it. But I did get it to you. So there's that. I will see you guys later. And in the next couple of days, me and Ness will probably be announcing when we're going to be doing Freaky Friday. So keep an eye out on our socials and stuff like that. And when we stream. And I will see you later.